For those of you who may be new to 3D, I want to share with you the components that make up a 3D model. And we're going to use a primitive object, such as a cube, that I'm then going to turn into an actual mesh or geometry by clicking this button right here in the upper left corner. You see, whenever you create a primitive object, it's still a parametric object, giving you the ability to still change a lot of the parameters. So what we're going to do with this guy now, a actual piece of geometry, is I'm going to go to display and put the lines on by going to display Garot shading lines, so you can see the lines that make up this shape. Now, if you look over here in the left, we have this points mode, edges mode, and polygons mode. Let's go ahead and break this down and see how this cube is actually built. Now, the most basic component of a model is a point. So if I choose points mode and I zoom in, you see these little dots here. These are called vertices, and the singular of that is a vertex. So this is a vertex, that's a vertex, and two or more are vertices. I can click on a vertex and I can move it, as you see here. And I can change the shape of my object. Now, by itself, normally a single point does not render. We have to have some friends to give it some shape. So when we have one vertex connected to another vertex, we get this line here, and this is called an edge. And you go ahead and choose edges mode now, and I'll highlight the edge and click on it. Like before, I can move this guy around, and in doing so, I'm moving 2 points at a time. So we have 2 points, one edge, and when we have more than one edge, we wind up with something called a polygon, also known as a face. So I go ahead and click on polygons mode, and I can click and choose a polygon, which will move all 4 points, all 4 edges, and so on. You can also have 3-sided polygons, or polygons with more than 4 sides, known as an n-gon. Don't ask me who names these things, people. N-G-O-N, n-gon. All right, so that's a 5-sided polygon, for example. So that is what makes up our models. And when we click this button right here to render, that's how we're able to see our objects. We're looking at the result of these faces, and they're pointing at us. So another word I want to throw at you is a normal, or a surface normal. These polygons are pointing towards us or towards the camera, which means we can see them. So we're actually looking at the surface normal pointing towards us. So once again, the objects are comprised of points, edges, and polygons. And by the way, if you ever want to go back to moving your whole object around, just go right here and choose model mode. It will grab all of the parts of your object in one fell swoop. So think of it as moving the entire box. And when you want to manipulate the components that make up that box, you could then go to these individual little icons here to manipulate them. All right, so that is the anatomy of a 3D object.